Hi everyone! Today is a different video. I wanted to share with you what happened to me and what happened to my group of friends when we visited Stonehenge back in summer, for the summer solstice of 2024. So if you don't know, Stonehenge is this ancient site in the UK, in the southwest of UK. And a lot of people come together, these big gatherings during solstice and equinox time, so summer and winter solstice as well. And so I went there with a group of friends for the summer solstice of 2024. And I don't think I found a lot of testimonial people telling the story of what happened when they joined these gatherings. I think partly because from my so I channel, I feel people, I feel the aura of people, I can hear things, see things, I feel a lot of things. And when I go on places like Stonehenge, I feel a lot of things. I think a lot of people who go to these places are not necessarily aware of what's going on, what actually is going on. And when I went there, my general feeling was that 70% of the thousands of people who attended the gathering during summer solstice were a bit clueless. This is not a judgment, it's a fact. It's like I could feel like people were a little bit like unaware of the energies, or they were not connected enough to their body. A lot of them were actually smoking weed or taking drugs or drinking. And so 70% more or less of them were really not aware of what's going on, unaware of themselves as well, generally speaking. 15% came with their beautiful energies, to say it in a cheesy way, and 15%, the rest, came with a pretty dark intentions, I have to say. That's the ratio that I felt. So I arrived to Stonehenge. Funny enough, we were meant to arrive on time to see the the moment where the sun pierced through the stones and the day officially starts. Light come and the day starts. I don't remember, there's a term for that, but I don't remember, sorry for that. It's the most special moment. It's the moment that you need to catch when you go to Stonehenge, right? Because that's basically when the summer solstice happened. So we were there, we were meant to be on time, and somehow I told my friends, with another person who was in the car, another friend who was in the car, let's park here. Like I was impatient to join the stone circle, and I could see it from far away. It was absolutely beautiful. And because they followed my advice, we arrived pretty late because we tried to park the car in a place that was not adapted for parking, and the car fell into a hole, and we had to pull the car out of the hole anyway, so we lost the divine time, you know, like the moment where everything happened in Stonehenge. And we arrived maybe 45 minutes after this intense moment. We eventually parked where we were supposed to park from the beginning. So we arrived a little bit late. And as we walked, there's like a 15-minute walk to the stone circle. I see a lot of people leaving the stone circle because this very specific moment happened, and now they were like, okay, then we go back home because they maybe spend the night there. So I see this like wave of people coming towards the exit as we go toward, in the opposite sense, toward the stone circle. And I look at them and I feel them, and I'm like, man, these people feel like they've gone through a lot. They don't look good, they don't feel good, they feel completely drained from their energy, and a lot of them, I do not know if it was my clairvoyance or if it was the truth, the reality, but they all look gray, but I have been working in clubs, meaning I was working in the I was taking care of people clothes in clubs and did some stuff at the bar. I know how it looks when you didn't sleep through a night. This was much worse, much worse. So they looked really, really bad, like they've been through something horrible. It's weird, but I don't think they were aware. They were aware. So that's why maybe they were not actually looking like that, but I was feeling them like that. So I was, yeah, some kind of clairvoyance thing. We arrived around the stone circle, and there was a lot of drummers, and there was people dancing, celebrating, blah blah blah. But the energy felt super intense and actually super dense. Not very good, to be honest. I think I had knot in my belly for the entire time, especially the closer I was from the stones. It was really intense. I got to talk with a few people, wonderful people, and yeah, it's like I could feel more intensely the best emotions and the best energies and the lowest expressions and the lowest energies. It was just, everything was much stronger. So I met beautiful people, and I felt more free to express my gratitude to have met them, and we had great discussions. But there was a moment I felt something in my back. I felt something off in my back, which is weird because that was basically where the sun was starting to go through the stones. And I felt this intensity, this heavy feeling behind my back. I didn't really know what it was. And then I turned around because I was talking to somebody, and I turned around and I saw the sun was starting to pierce through the stone at a higher level that you can feel it on your face. And then it was about to happen, and then a horrible lady, and when I say horrible, it's like everything was horrible about her. She had a black wig, and this is real hair, but like a big black wig, like to look scary. She had painted silver, a shiny silver paint all over her face. She was wearing a black sweater with the Horus eye and Illuminati symbol. She also had the Illuminati symbol on her hand because she opened her hand, and she jumped on a stone. She went on someone's shoulder and then jumped on the stone, climb on it, and then she started to scream and do weird things like a monster at people, like bah, bah. And she was like insulting people who were celebrating and dancing. And I felt something so off, I could not look at her. I took a picture, maybe I can, if I found a picture, I can integrate it as a b-roll in this video, but I was quite far away and I felt so wrong. And then I asked, why am I feeling so wrong? What did this person do before coming here? Because I felt like she was carrying something very dark around her, like a dark fog. And I received the information that she sacrificed an animal. I saw a puppy. When consulting another medium, she confirmed it was a kitten, but you know, horrible. So she did that to an animal before coming, and that's what I was feeling. And then when the sun was really piercing through the stone and like shining on everyone, she blocked the sun. She took a cube, a three-dimensional, like a cube, yeah, three-dimensional square, a cube. And this cube was in metal. It was silver. So there's something about silver, there's something about metal, and the cube, the shape of a cube. It was a very dark silver, a little bit like a black cube. When you know the Kabbalah, you know what it means. BlackRock. Look at the headquarters of BlackRock in New York and the statue they have in front of their office, and you will see that the black cube is some kind of sacred symbol that the occultists use. And so she used this cube and she blocked the sun from shining over everyone with this cube. I received the information when I looked at that happening that it has something to do with the three-dimensional jail. So the occultist have this knowledge that basically the matrix is a program, and this program have exist within a certain frequency range, like a certain dimension, and this is gates kept by archons, and those are some kind of engineer that can I feel like they are some kind of artificial intelligence, that they are not like monsters or anything, like, but they are more like artificial intelligence, a program that come keep the matrix where it is and prevent energies from evolving. That's why we are in a very static 3-dimensional jail, and that's what the symbol represents. That's what I received when I was in Stonehenge, the message I channeled. And by the way, I also channeled recently that a lot of these archons program, artificial intelligence program, are being deactivated because the time is over, they are obsolete, and they have to be deactivated. It's part of the plan, the contract. So that's pretty cool. This is why we're gonna see a lot of changes in our environment, within ourselves, maybe in our genetic code in the coming years. It will take some time, huh? So yeah, so I saw that, and when that happened, a friend of mine who already felt the energy, she's older, she's wiser than me, so she saw the thing coming. She pulled my arm. She said, "Alicia, get out of the circle right now." She pulled my arm. I went out of the circle, and we stayed maybe 10, 20 meters, 15, 20 meters away from the stone circle. And then I look at what was happening. There was some kind of ritual starting, and that's what I understood, when a bunch of people wearing black robe with the inside of the rope in red velvet, which actually has a very horrible symbolic. They drink certain thing that is like blood. Yeah, drinkers, vampires, modern vampires. They were approaching the stone circle, and they were going around the stone circle. And I noticed one because he was not so far from me. He was looking and feeling off. A very strong man, very pale looking, and he was like putting his hand 1 or 2 meters away from a couple, like maybe it was a mother and her child, like 2 women hugging each other and crying. And based on what I was feeling, there was some kind of disease involved. Maybe the older one has some kind of disease, and she felt she went here to ask for a blessing, and I don't know, she didn't feel so good at her best, and he was feeding from these emotions. Then he turned to my friends, 2 of my friends. They didn't see this, and I don't know why I did that, but I put myself between him and them, and I really felt like a needle poking my heart. So I really felt his energy, and he was trying to drain people. And I was praying, I was channeling, I was trying to expand my light. I say trying because in the end I was actually pretty scared, and it might not have worked so well. But yeah, we are constantly exposed to darkness, so I don't think it's what happened to me in this specific case was that bad, and the light is so much stronger than the darkness anyway, so but yeah, so my point is, because this is a long video now, Stonehenge gatherings, a lot of people come, but they don't really understand what's actually happening, and I personally didn't know. But there's obviously a gatherings of the best souls that come celebrate a new cycle, and there's also and also enjoy and work with the intensity of this this energy portal, this crossing of ley lines. But there is also the equivalent in intensity, maybe not, because you know the light is always stronger, but there's also a lot of dark people, occultists, that come, and from what I understand, they do ritual sacrifice before coming. I don't know if that even, I think it's still the algorithm still understand the word I used. Anyway, but they do that before coming, and yeah, and they try to intercept, they try to use, because the energy of the place can be used in both directions. No? There's not really both directions. There's not a good and an evil, but you know what I mean. It can be used by anyone. It's a source of energy, and it can be used by anyone. And this is why you will find monuments, temples in very specific place of the globe, following the energetical highway of the globe, and where they cross the higher the energy portal, and they will do bad things in these very specific places, because they will use this source of energy to their benefit. And this is something you need to be aware of. I found one news article that talked about several cows being slaughtered, and the police thought it's part of a ritual linked to the Stonehenge celebration. Not in the year where I've been there, but there's not much about it. So my point is, be careful, protect yourself, and be aware of what's going on in this site during summer solstice, spring equinox, because it's coming soon, and especially the winter solstice. Just be aware, protect yourself. These sorts of energies do not attract only the most beautiful souls. Voilà, that's what I wanted to tell you. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'm Alicia, and I do channeling. I do this for professionally now, and yes, I'm opening a second YouTube channel, actually in duo with a friend, and we will be channeling about ancient sites exclusively. We will be channeling about historical events, and the idea is to see to channel the hidden truth, channel revelations of certain places, and know a little bit more about ancient civilization, humanity in general, and history in general. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, subscribe if you want to hear more about my stories. Maybe I do more stories. Otherwise, I just do channeling on the global energy, or when there's a message that should come to you, I am here to send it.